The story starts when two sisters are waiting for their beloved sister to come home. There are Oh In-ju and Oh In-kyung. In-ju is eldest sister. He loves his sister very much and just wants to see them live happily. His poor family life made him realize that money was very important and made him choose a job as an accountant. While In-kyung, she works as a reporter and has a very high idea. She uploads the truth and isn't subject to money. That night both of them prepare a special cake for their sister whose birthday this is. The aged child to make Ine is very loved by these two sisters have great artistic talent. Even though he does not have adequate art equipment, he managed to get into art school thanks to his extraordinary artistic talent. Her birthday party and tells In-kyung that back then she only celebrated it with boiled eggs in front of her friends but now proudly say we can buy a birthday cake for our sister's birthday. Celebration is also starting afterwards. In a return, she very happy with the attention for her two sisters. She is then given 2.5 million won which In-ju and In-kyung had collected to use for her school trip to Europe but their mother disapproved and instead ran away the next morning taking the money In-ju and In-kyung collected after paying off the bad father for 4 years. Though the night her mother left, she said he was very worried about her husband having an accident in Gina. Didn't your mother never travel abroad? At this age also she said no, he wants to live for herself and not for the sake of her children. In-ju gets angry and claims Ine saying there are some people who shouldn't be mothers. Incidentally, that person is our mother. While this calmly replies that it is fine, he never took that he would be able to go on field trips, but she still assured Ine that his two older sisters will keep trying to get her to go on field trips. But he's saying that if he isn't angry, he actually prefers not to like his two older sisters pushing themselves. Meanwhile, while working as an accountant at a construction company, In-ju grows close to Hwa-young. They realize each other's struggle since Hwa-young was built on the 40th floor and In-ju was built on the 30th floor. Hwa-young tells him that the people in parliament look down up because they are graduates from rich university with excellent backgrounds, unlike the two of them which met them and was after Hwa-young offered In-ju the money she needed after his request. Received reject by Juan's mother, the leader of his accounting team, to ask for a salary advance. To the other hand, In-kyung is having a hard time to work because she cries a lot during broadcast. She gets another reference from senior who try to make him better at her job. After she was worried about the money she had to take care of for her sister and was about to apply to a high-interest loan from ex-employees when she got a call from her mother asking to visit her the next day. Hwa-young brings In-ju an upscale restaurant. She asks what to do if he earns a lot of money. In-ju then says curious with her sister about having enough food and not worrying about money. Then Hwa-young makes In-ju some document in English while she can get her trust, but he trust doesn't doubt anything. It's In-kyung who temporarily gets to where he shook in given with both her money for field trips and as a tourist In-kyung has to read every weekend for a month. The next day, while going to In-kyung meet Jang Ho and they had such relationships. On the other hand, this tries to give his youngest sister the money they have prepared but refuses it because of the burden he feels, saying there is sacrifice for him. Then leaves, but when In-ju follows him, he sees Ine enter the car. In-ju is worried and sees Ine receiving some money from her friends, then returns it even though the money is the result of Ine fainting and tells Ine not to accept the money because she doesn't want to be called her sister beggar. On the other hand, Jung Marie, who is another reporter at the company In Kyung, is interested in covering the news about Park Jae-sang, who might run from mayoral election. But In Kyung dubs in because Park Jae-sang, the lawyer who defends the bank in the saving bank case by their supervisor, then makes them work separately and which side is better to take the news. In Kyung also saw his skill by digging up anything that can be used for news. The next day Inju finds a letter from the fruits that gives him some tax, as well as the dirty secret of his friend who used to buy it. But Inju doesn't take it seriously and instead it's funny. Not longer after that, Cho Do-il walked in to see him doing yoga but doesn't say anything, but instead he talks about Hwa-young and asks for her number so he can ask about Hwa-young. He then asks Inju to leave immediately because an important person is coming for a meeting somewhere else. In Kyung impressed his senior with work who then asks him to stick to this story and prove himself. In Kyung then went to one of the press conferences, Park Jae-sang, where he broke up the suicide case from 4 years ago involving Park Jae-sang, but the video of him talking to Park Jae-sang, which was recorded by Jung Marie, became trending on the internet, and it had a negative impact on his career. Park Jae-sang accused him of being drunk while on duty, which was confirmed by his colleague Jung Marie. It turns out that the amount was he drank more than a few times was liquor that got him suspended from work for a month due to alcohol abuse while working elsewhere. At length, Dul asks Inju about Hwa-young's current whereabouts. Inju then calls Hwa-young, but she doesn't pick up. He then goes to visit her house, but the visit soon turns into a nightmare when she finds the pervert's body aging in the cupboard full of police outfits. Son arrives and the news spreads everywhere when so-called close associates come out to give her statement from with his co-worker behavior, spreading negative news about Hwa-young. He then takes out the secret of his comrades, which were given to him by Hwa-young not long after he is summoned by the director. On the way home, he gets a call from the yoga center that Hwa-young used to frequent, telling him that membership has been transferred to him. After going there, he opens his locker and he's surprised to find a bag full of money, but that also makes him sad because of the letter Hwa-young left him. Thanks him for being nice to him and hope Inju can live in the big window apartment with his sibling in.